What are you, deaf? Don't try that Halloween shit with me.
You are now listening to the voice of horror.
Lock your doors, bolt your windows, and turn off the lights. Make sure the kids are safe at home, cause you're headed to the Night Watch Zone.
Welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. We're here tonight, ready to enter Battle World. Eric's with me and Kill, of course. And tonight is going to be really, really interesting, guys. Can't I can't wait to get into this one. Just to say a blanket hello to you guys that are here with us already. We appreciate you guys coming to hang out with us as we do on every Tuesday night. It's really, really fun. We got Strange Monkey. What's up?
Hey, Monkey.
Hey, he says, let me go ahead and say it follows. All right. He's jumping in early. I like it. Paula, what's up? Good to see you.
Hey.
We got the Queen in the house. What's up? Sarah saying 27 likes and the stream hasn't even started yet. Let's get to 30. All right. That's what I'm talking about. You guys are all right. Val, what's going on? Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you. The general is in the house. We got Ginger Ninja as well. What's up, bro? He said this will be tough.
Right?
That's what we do. That's what we do. We got Julie in the chat. What's going on, Julie? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Melissa in the house. What's up, Melissa? Good to see you. She said she was going to watch Smile. Give it a chance. That's what I like.
Give it a chance. Trust me.
That's right. And happy belated birthday.
Yeah.
Very cool, Melissa. Her birthday was yesterday. All right. Let's see who else we got. We got our good friend Steven in the house.
Hey, Steven.
Crazy something scary. All right. Good to see you, man. He told me, he said, this is such a wrong matchup. I was like, right? I love it. Good to have you here, buddy. We got Brandon in the chat. What's going on, man? Good to see you. Long time no see. Hope you're doing well. All right. Hope you're doing well. Let's see. I think I'm caught up. We got RJ. We got Brandon. Good to have you guys here as well. Kevin's in the house from Lakeland, Florida. Hey, Kevin. Welcome to the chat. Hey. We got my man Jason from Backtrack Cinema. What's up, bro? Good to see you. Jamie's in the chat. All right.
Jamie.
Hey, you guys Jamie. All right. We got Ty Millions in the chat. Good to see some of you guys. Awesome. Thank you guys for coming to hang out. Very cool. Brandon says, I'm Team Smile. All right. People are jumping in quick. I love it. Wild guys, what's up? Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. All right. So let's get official here, Eric. Who do we have in corner number 1, man?
Okay, we've all had the talk, right? Be it from family members or even health class. When we start to get physical in a relationship, there are some precautions to be taken, just to make sure everyone is safe, because what could possibly happen. However, we were never warned about curses being transferred during those intimate moments. Curses that will not stop until you and everyone connected to your one night of passion is taken out. With this film, there literally is no such thing as safe sex. And here we have from 2014, It Follows.
All right. All right. And in corner number 2, you know what? Sometimes, even if you're a professional in life, Kill, you know what I'm talking about. You might get a little too involved with your patients. And all I got to say is sometimes you got to look the other way. Sometimes you just don't want to see what's going to happen, because if you do that, then you might have something that's going to curse you, and you're going to find out that you're going to be seeing things, you're going to be hearing things, you're going to be freaking out. People are going to be bending their necks. It's going to be absolutely crazy. And guess what? You can't escape to your father's hometown where Crystal Lake is. You're on your own, baby. You're on. See what I did there? In this corner, we have from 2023, we've got Smile. All right, man. We got to get to Kill's commentary, man. These, and you decided this matchup. So
Yes.
what do you think, man? This is going to be crazy.
These are two contemporary modern classics. I love them, and it just shows like, hey, it could have happened to Loomis. When you're too close to evil, it drives you crazy. Look, Dr. Harleen Quinzel was too close to the Joker. She became Harlequin. It happens all the time. And on the other side, look, horror movies, we know if you smoke reefer, you're gonna die. If you have premarital sex, you're gonna die. Contraceptive is good and staying pure. But this is going to be a great showdown here, guys. I am so stoked for this.
Absolutely, man. This is going to be a really interesting matchup, and these are two movies that are linked together for some interesting ways, maybe justified, but maybe not. We'll have a conversation about that. So, guys, do you hear it coming? Do you hear it coming?
I hear it, but I'm the only one that can see it.
Watch out, bro. Okay, so for you guys in the chat, for you guys watching the replay, sit back, relax. We're heading into Battle World, where It Follows versus Smile. You know what time it is.
Sometimes when we get emotionally overwhelmed or experience an intense trauma, our minds...
You're not listening to me! Oh my God! No.
Almost time, Rose.
Where is it?
All right. There it is, man.
Those two women went through it.
They did, bro. They did, man. It's absolutely crazy. All right. So you guys know how we're going to do this thing. We're going to pick the winner by giving it a point category by category, not based on our favorites, but by what we think should get the point. And for you guys in the chat, definitely let us know what you think. We'll try to get to as many comments as we can. We will not get to them all, but if you do choose to send in a super chat, we'll make sure we get to your comment, number one. And number two, you can also give those points to the film of your choice. So if you send in $1 super chat, it would be a point to the film if you choose to do that. Okay, man, let's get ready for this. I have no idea where we're gonna go with this, man. Eric, our first category, as always, is that we got to start with the poster. We're old school here, so we like to talk about posters, bro. So we got the poster for Smile, and we have the poster for It Follows. What do you think, man? And who gets the point?
They're both really good in their own ways. I'm gonna go with Smile. I like It Follows. I like how it's more mysterious. You know what I mean? It's just a car. If you look closely, you can see two lovers in the back seat. And I love the color of the fonts, the blue. But Smile. What I love about this film is it's a creepy ass smile on this woman. But what's really getting me is, why is she smiling inside a body bag? You know what I mean? She's either smiling as it's being unzipped or zipped up, either way. So it gives me that creepy feeling. So I'm going with that.
Okay, man. All right. Kill, how about you?
This is hard. These are two great posters. And I'm a big fan of fonts and so forth and coloring. And they both have great coloring. I love the blue here in the It Follows. And I love the big red smile writing, right there for Smile with the black contrast. With that being said, I'm going with Smile because essentially you have a corpse here that has a big old Joker grin, again and again.
Love that Joker.
Love that Joker
smile. Yeah. And it's just so creepy because just the fact that this corpse is smiling at you. But they are both two great posters. But yeah, I'm going with Smile on this one.
All right. Let me just jump to the chat because these guys are starting out quick, man. They're starting out quick. And by the way, we got a few more people jumping in. We got MAGA in the chat. And by the way, if you haven't hit the like button, please do. We'd appreciate it. And Ty was saying It Follows has better pacing. In my opinion, Smile can kind of drag a little. Not much, though. All right. So still a fan of both. Ty's going with Smile. Val's going with Smile. Steven's going with Smile. Paula's going with It Follows. Very cool. Brandon is going with Smile. Jamie is going with It Follows. Julie is saying, I love the It Follows poster. The TV show Riverdale actually copied it. There you go. There you go. For me, this is really tough, man, because I think you guys said it very, very well. Both of these are really, really good. That being said, they're totally different. Two different types of vibes that you're getting, but they're actually, and we've done a lot of episodes. I gotta admit, this is an episode where both of these posters I think are home runs.
Yes.
Color, the picture, the font, both of them are home runs, and they could easily beat most of our most recent competitors, I would say, in this particular series. That being said, I'm gonna go with It Follows, and I'm gonna tell you why. And I love Smile's poster. I agree with you guys. It's really weird. Why is she smiling? You're in a body bag. You lost. Game over.
You lost.
Game over. You lost.
You get nothing.
Like Rick Grimes said, somebody's got to lose. But the thing about It Follows that really just it just pulls me in. Just the coloring, the font, the glow of the light down onto the car, and I'm just thinking to myself. And again, we've talked about this in other episodes with posters and the title and even the tagline, which we'll get into in a second. But especially with the title of it, It Follows. And I'm thinking, what the hell is this? When I first saw this movie, I had no idea what was going on. I looked at this poster and I was just so intrigued. What does that mean? It Follows. And the lettering and the color and all that type of stuff. So this is going to barely edge it out for me anyways, but I'm going to go with It Follows. And yeah, just a curiosity factor, I think, for me. That's what I think I'm going to go with. Ginger Ninja saying It Follows. Okay, they're pretty much down the middle in the live chat. Very, very cool. Okay, Eric. Next up, we're going to talk about taglines. We're going to talk about the taglines. So, for the tagline for Smile, it is once you see it, it's too late. All right.
Okay.
And then for It Follows, the tagline is it doesn't think, it doesn't feel, it doesn't give up. All right. What do you think?
Both are actually they're both really simple, but they're both really good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with flip a coin. I'm gonna go with It Follows because I think it fits more with the title of the film, because this is obviously, It Follows makes me think this is some type of unstoppable force, and that's
Mm-hmm.
pretty much how the tagline I think is setting the film up. Smile
Mm-hmm.
is great. It's very dreadful, but I think It Follows works a little bit more.
Okay. All right. How about you, Kill?
Can you repeat the It Follows one again?
The one for It Follows is it doesn't think, it doesn't feel, it doesn't give up.
Man, the Terminator. No,
Right.
yeah, I'm going with that because that sounds cold as hell. Like, I mean, like I mean, and they both are good taglines.
Yeah.
But it's something meant to me. It's something a little bit more menacing
Mhm.
with the verbiage in It Follows. So yeah, I got to go with that one.
All right. For me, and again, this is another category where I think both of them are really strong. Like you guys said, it's kind of quick and to the point, and has a little bit of mystery. That being said, and Smiles, once you see it, it's too late. It's kind of like, that's kind of, and fitting with the whole idea of the smile. And of course, you see the body bag is kind of like, wow, that's interesting. But I got to give the point to It Follows. And it was very similar to what you said, Kill. It's kind of like, wow, I mean, we're heading back to 84 with Arnold, man. It's like,
Right?
what I'm thinking to myself, what is this? It doesn't think, it doesn't feel, it doesn't give up. That's you're gonna lose.
Yeah, you gonna
That's
lose.
bad news. That is bad news. So and again, it just fits in with the whole curiosity of the title, and of course this poster, which gives away nothing. Of course that's the beginning of the situation, but it doesn't give anything away at all, and I love it. So I'm gonna go with It Follows for the tagline. Okay, let's see what these guys in the chat are saying. This is funny. Supertender's in the chat. What's up? He said It Follows for every category. Okay. I can guarantee you that won't be the case, but it's all good, man. Melissa is going with It Follows for the tagline. Okay. Ty is going with Smile because it's simpler, less words. Okay. Let's see. Brandon is going for It Follows. All right. Paula is going with It Follows. Julie is saying, I like the Smile tagline better. Jamie's going with Smile. Ginger Ninja saying both are great and menacing, but Smile for me. How can you not see it? Good point. All right. Val saying, It Follows makes you wonder what kind of a ride you're on with this movie. That's a good point. Well said. Well said. And Superintender saying, I like Smile a lot. I just really like It Follows. All right. Okay. And Steven is saying Smile's tagline is great. That's my choice. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. Let's see. I think I'm caught up there. Let's go to our next category, Eric. And we're going to be talking about opening contact. Okay. Now, usually this would just be the opening, right? These two movies, even though they're similar, they kind of have different vibes as far as their openings. Right. We're going to talk about opening contact, specifically the scene where Rose has her patient and basically sees the smile. And then, of course, the scene in It Follows when Jay is tied up to the chair and Hugh is showing her what's going on and telling her the rules. Okay. All right.
I'm gonna go Smile. Both are really, really good. I'm gonna go
Mhm.
Smile, because that image of this patient smiling, it sticks with you so much. That's what's on the poster. That's the
Yeah.
character that's in the body bag. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I liked how she was definitely fighting something invisible, and then when she, like I said, I'm going to watch my words for demonetization. When she takes herself out of the situation,
Mhm.
it's brutal, and it's definitely something that it's setting the tone. Okay, this is going to be a rough movie,
Mhm.
so I'm going with Smile.
Okay. All right. Kill. How about you?
This is tough because
Right?
the way that you worded that, I'm glad. I thank you for doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, can I
Ooh,
just say something?
you're all right.
You're all right.
You're all right.
You're my brother, and I love you. See, you gotta think, bro. Cause see, sometimes people just be like, "Oh, okay, okay." We go a little bit beyond that, don't we?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
All
and
right.
and that makes this tougher for me, and I'm gonna tell you guys why.
Right.
I love the breakdown of the rules. I love it when you have a character in the horror movie that breaks down the rules.
Mm-hmm.
And my man in It Follows, he just did her dirty. He has her tied up, and he's like, "Look, I'm sorry for what I did, and make knocking you out, but you see this thing? It's gonna follow you. It's not gonna stop. I did you dirty, but I'm letting you know what's up."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Smile, on the other hand, she has no idea, and we have no idea. We don't know what the rules are and so forth.
Right.
That with that being said, this makes it tougher because I like
Mm-hmm.
both. But I'm gonna go with Smile because sort of what Eric said. That young lady, pretty young lady with the creepiest smile ever. She's on the cover art. She's on the posters, and
Mm-hmm.
whatever has her so frightened, she deserves an Academy Award because you
Mm-hmm.
can feel the fear.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then she unalives herself, unfortunately, and it's just
Mm-hmm.
like, wow, that's what this movie is.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very impactful. So yeah, I got to go with Smile.
All right. I'm gonna tell you what, guys, and when I was doing the assets for this and writing up the categories, that's why I wanted to do it like this because I think It Follows has that cold opening, that quick cold opening, which I think unbalances this question. That
Mm-hmm.
being said, just with opening contact alone, it's still tough.
Yeah.
It's really tough because when you watch these movies for the first time, you just don't know what's going on. And it follows when Hugh takes Jay and does what he does in the car, then she's tied up, and you could tell he was acting squirrely even before that. It's like, what's going on, bro? What's going on? And he starts to explain it. And she's us, right? She's kind of just foggy, like, what the hell's going on? And then when she sees it, it's like, whoa, what? And it's like, wow, what a roller coaster. With Smile, again, both actresses were really good in that scene. You don't know what's going on. And then there it's just like, what's going on? That being said, I've got to edge this out slightly, and I mean really slightly. I I might even change my answer in the next 2 minutes, but I'm going to edge this out right now, slightly to Smile, slightly to Smile. And you guys said it perfectly based on just the intensity of the scene and
Mm-hmm.
both actresses. They were just so convincing in that moment, and it just added to the intensity. So I think that It Follows had more curiosity and kind of like, what? Oh, what? I think that had a lot of that, but the intensity in that opening contact with Smile just barely is going to edge it out for me. So I'm going to go with Smile on that one.
Yes, Smile definitely had this all bets are off feeling for
Mm-hmm.
me. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So
Mm-hmm.
Night, one quick thing. When Jay is in that chair, and she's wiggling around.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really twisted. I think of David in the thing. Like, get me
Yeah,
out of this
yeah,
chair. Come
yeah, yeah.
on, come on, man. Untie me. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's
But
true.
you guys know he was squirreling too.
It's true, man. It's true. Oh my gosh. All right. And Ginger Ninja giving us the fun facts, saying also the smiling actress that starts it all, Caitlin Stacy, is Aussie. Aussie represent.
Hey,
All right.
nice.
Digging it, digging it, digging it, man. And Val, thank you so much. Reminding folks, if you would like to become a channel member, all you have to do is hit the join button. You can join us. It helps to support the channel, keeps the lights on, helps us with this particular series as well. And we also do exclusive hangouts, watch parties, and also other content. Thank you so much, Val. I appreciate that. We're at 39 likes, and we
Nice.
got Super Tenor coming in, gifting a membership. Thank you so much, man. We really appreciate that. It's very kind of you. Looks like it went to MAGA. MAGA's back in the fold. Very, very cool. Definitely give a shout out to Super Tenor. Very kind, very generous, and we definitely appreciate all the love. It really,
Mhm.
it really, it makes a difference. It truly does. Um, and Julie says, congrats to MAGA. Thank you so much. You guys are very, very kind to each other. We got Dawson in the chat as well. Hope you're doing well. We got Mike in the chat. What's going on, Mike? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Okay. Very, very cool. All right. Next up, you knew we had to go there. We got to go to the music, fellas. We got to go to the music. So, Eric, what do you think, man?
This is tough. They're both really okay. Now, to me, It Follows is more. How would I say? More spooky, more creepy. Smile was more intense, and there is a difference to me. Oh God. I'm gonna go with Smile barely because I just the scenes that it was in fit more. Like, we can go ahead and say there's a lot of jump scares in Smile, but for me, they work. They help build up that tension. You're waiting for something to happen, The music is, helping you get intense. You know it's going to happen. It still gets you. So I think that's a perfect combination. As great as It Follows is, there's some synth in it that I think is really cool. Smile just barely beats it.
All right. Okay. Kill. How about you? What do you think?
I knew this question was coming.
Yeah, you did.
They now two things can be true. This is an easy street for me, but they both have great music. But since It Follows must have tied up John Carpenter, with the synth music, It Follows hands down.
Yeah.
The music is so creepy, just like Eric said, but then it's so chill with the synth in there. It feels like a throwback. We don't know what decade it is, which is a cool thing about this movie.
Right.
And this movie is very quiet. There's a lot of quiet scenes where all you'll hear is the synth music or that radio wave sound to let you know that it is near.
Yeah. Yeah. Good point.
So yeah, I got to go. It Follows, but they both have great music, but It Follows.
Yeah. All right. For me, and I agree with what you guys are saying. I think both of these films have great music, and it's funny because I've seen both of these movies recently before this episode, so we rewatched them. So I was paying attention to a lot of little things and listening very closely to music, and especially in Smile. And I think Smile has some really good stuff. You made a good point too, Eric. It has a lot of jump scares too. They're well done jump scares, though. I want to say they are authentic and they're earned. And the music kind of plays around with that a little bit. Some of it is just kind of effects, kind of peppered here and there. And then of course you got It Follows and Kill. You're right, man. They hooked up with our boy John, and that's why It Follows is going to get the point from me, because look, this wasn't even close. No. Wow. I love both, and I think Smile is really good. But look, It Follows is just so. Listen, the first time I saw this movie, the music is basically like a character, for me. It is just, and it's so off-putting, along with the fact, like you said, Kill, you have no idea what year it is, and you have so many quiet moments peppered in with the synth score, and it was done by Disaster Piece. And look, let me just say, if they're doing the sequel, they got to make sure that they get Disaster Piece in for the music, because seriously, that was a big part, to me anyways, of what made the film work as far as just the elements of the music and all that type of stuff. So I got to go with It Follows on this one. Okay, let me just jump to the chat real quick. And Val, thank you for reminding people. Definitely, if you get a chance, check out the homepage, like upcoming streams and so forth. We appreciate that. Steven says smile for the score. Okay.
Attaboy.
Melissa says for the music, It Follows. Super Tender saying It Follows channels Carpenter for sure. No doubt about that. No doubt at all. Let's see. And we've got No Lip Gloss in the chat. Welcome to the chat. Hope you enjoy the stream. I don't think I've seen you in the chat before. Welcome. No Lip Gloss saying It Follows had good sound design, and I absolutely agree with that. Again, so far, at least in my estimation, so far all of these categories are tight. They're really tight. Let's go to our next category, and that is story. Eric, what do you think?
God, man.
I like when
I want to thank Kill for choosing these, but I also want to damn him because I knew this was going to be real tough. It's going to be a lot of flipping the coin. I don't want to drag it out too long. Honestly, I'm going to go with It Follows. And here's why. They're both curse movies. They're both, invisible creatures following you type of thing. But what I like about It Follows and story-wise is there is no way to stop it, no matter what. You can slow it down by putting the curse on someone else. But the original guy from the very beginning, the opening scene, he says, it's going to come after anyone else. And then he come after that person, but then it's going to come back to you. And that's something that I really thought was a cool little twist to the story. Like, there is a way to defeat the smile demon or whatever it is. You know what I mean? The curse. We know for a fact, they say it early on, there's no way to stop this thing, no matter what. It's always going to be after you. And that grabbed me real well. I liked it a lot.
Good. That was well said, man. Very cool. Yeah. Kill, how about you?
This is tough because both of these storylines are simplistic yet complex. I'm slightly going to go with Smile. And the reasoning for that is for me, I get a little bit more meat on the bone in regards to Rose, her mom, unaliving herself when she was a kid, which drove her into the field of like mental health and so forth. And then just all the complexities of her and her cop buddy kind of trying to retrace this line of death and so forth, and it being passed on and so forth. All of that mixed up with the interrelationships with her fiance, her sister. It's just a lot going on. Whereas in It Follows, you're pretty much following the Scooby Gang, and they're teenagers. One was fooling around. Now this thing is following her, and the other kids, for the most part, are trying to believe her. And trying to help her figure this out. They're both good, but I'm slightly gonna go with Smile.
Okay, all right. For me, this is really difficult, man, because I really think both of these movies have good stories. I really, really do, and they take you on a journey. And at least for me, I wanted to follow this journey. They're different, but also some similar things going on. Jeez, this is tough.
It's tough, man.
I think I'm going to edge it out to Smile, and part of the reason I'm going to do that, Kill, you made a really good point too, as far as the background of Rose's character and how that really was a domino effect of her whole life and how it affects everything she does, and she maybe wasn't aware of it, maybe subconsciously she was, but throughout the movie you really get to see that play out in a horror movie structure, if that makes any sense whatsoever. You know what I mean? And I thought that was very clever. You know, it's a very complex film in that way. And I think a lot of people might not think of it that way, which is fine. It's, you know, everyone has their opinion. But to me, I can appreciate that because it was that extra layer to her trauma and grief and why she does the things that she does. Even though in the beginning of the film, she kind of has her life together, so to speak, quote unquote, has her life together. But truly, it's not. It's truly not. And she becomes aware of that throughout the film. So it's kind of messed up because the Smile entity put the mirror to her, you know, and unfortunately, you know, that wasn't a good thing. You know, she learns about her life, but it wasn't good as far as the entity is concerned. So I'm going to edge this out to Smile. But I think both stories are fantastic. They truly are.
One thing I wanted to ask you guys, I'm still staying with my vote for It Follows. Did either of you guys like watching Smile when it comes to like, is she just mentally ill or is this stuff really happening? Did you guys get like Candyman vibes, like the original Candyman? Because I, you know, how sometimes they kind of play with, is Virginia Madsen really seeing this, or is she really, is it all in her head? Because that's what I was getting a lot too that I really liked.
Yeah,
I
a little
could see
bit.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt
Definitely.
about that. And I think again, that's part of what makes it so interesting because it has all these layers. You know what I mean? And by the way, Eric, if you could just let people know too, what is your connection to these two movies? Because obviously, we didn't mention that in the beginning, as far as how many times we've seen them and so forth.
Oh, this was only the second time I saw It Follows. I enjoyed it more this time. I think the first time I saw it, I just wasn't in the mood, but
Hmm.
I enjoyed it a lot more this time. Smile, on the other hand, I went the barbarian route and I went in completely blind. I only knew the poster and like the
Hmm.
2 seconds or the two sentences that Google gives you. And I'll just say that first time, they always say, no pun intended, with like the subject matter of It Follows, but you always remember your first time. Well, I remember my first time watching Smile. I'll say that.
Right.
It was a good
Very,
one.
very cool. Very, very cool. And I'm glad that, you know, with this series, we're able to sometimes, you know, check out stuff we either haven't watched or maybe
Hmm.
we just haven't gone deep into, you know. So it's really, really cool.
It's what I like about it is like I never would have thought of seeing Smile, or I never would have thought of seeing Barbarian because I don't have cable TV, so I don't see
Hmm.
commercials. You know what I mean? It's just, you know, whatever's
Hmm.
on Tubi or whatever is, you know, the biggest thing on YouTube. So Smile never even hit my mind until Kill brought it up. I'm like, okay, let's do it. And then that's why I said I like to go in completely blind because
Yeah.
that for me that leaves more of an impact. And I was
Right.
telling you guys I watched both this and Barbarian with my wife, and whew, that was a fun experience. I lost count how many times she jumped off the couch, and it was
Isn't
a
that
lot of
the
fun.
best?
It was a lot of fun,
That's the best. I love it.
and she
Very,
loved the
very
movie
cool.
too. She loved it too. But she's one. She gets rattled very easily with jump scares, and she knew,
Yeah.
okay, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. Are you sure this is going to happen? Boom! It happens. She jumps 10 feet, and it's those fun jump scares because you're with somebody. You can anticipate it. It still gets you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it's a good
I
choice.
agree. Those are fun. Kill, how about you? Your connection with these two films, just as a real quick catch up.
Oh man, you know it's funny. I didn't originally see Smile in the theaters, but it was one of those ones.
Hmm.
I don't know if it was just because COVID was going around, but as soon as it came out digitally, I jumped on it. I've seen Smile about six or seven times now, and I've
Hmm.
seen It Follows. I can't even count how many times. You know, it's just something about these two movies and these two actresses that
Hmm.
just sell it. You know, and they're
Yeah.
just great flicks.
Absolutely, man. I agree. And for me, I was lucky enough to see It Follows based off of, I just kind of heard about it. I didn't know anything about it. And I just heard a couple positive comments about it, just saying it was a good one or whatever. And so I checked it out and I was just like totally blown away. It takes you into another, it just takes you to a different zone, so to speak. And
Hmm.
that was really, really cool. And then with Smile, and I've talked about this famously, we went to go see it in the theater, Corey and I, and we weren't planning to go see it. It was
Hmm.
actually a secondary choice. You know, we couldn't see, I think it was Terrifier we were going to go see, and it wasn't playing or something happened. And we were like, well, we got the time to do it. What are we going to do? Oh, well, let's see that movie Smile. And I'm going to be honest, and this is a case in point. I'm going to be honest. I didn't think it was going to be as great as it was. I really didn't. I was just like, okay, well, that seems whatever. Man, we both left that theater and we were both like, holy shit, that was an amazing movie.
Oh man, this
And
Smile would have been so much fun to see in a theater with the crowd.
yes, people were jumping, yelling. It was so much fun, man. It really was. But it just goes to show you that you never ever know, you know,
Right.
and that's why. And I try to do this myself, and I also try to pass it on to other people, is just to have an open mind, you know, see a movie first before you judge it. And it's a human thing. We all do it, myself included. But you just never know until you know, right? So, anyways, 2 great movies. All right. Real quick before we get to our next category, we got Jose in the chat saying, "Hey, Night Fam, hope everyone's good." All right. Saying, "I say It Follows, but I loved Smile." Okay. Very, very cool. Hope you're doing well, man. We got Lamar in the chat. What's going on? Good to see you. And Julie says, shout out to Kyle Gallner. There you go. I love it. And we've got 42 likes. Let's get to 50. Very cool.
Nice.
All right. Thank
Let's
you
do
guys
it.
for keeping track of that. Thank you so much. Million says, It Follows is the story for me. Smile just reads too much like The Ring to me. Okay. All right. Interesting you said that. Interesting you said that. Very cool. No Lip Gloss saying It Follows kept me interested, but Smile was easier to follow. Okay. Ginger Ninja saying, I love the story from It Follows. Very cool. And No Lip Gloss saying, neither entity has an origin, correct? That is correct.
Okay,
We don't
I
know.
didn't think so.
We don't know how it started or whatever, at least not yet. Steven says, so hard to choose. I will go with Smile. Okay. Very cool, bro. Val's got the link for Eric's channel right there in the live chat. Please make sure if you're not subscribed to Hey Internet, Eric here, click the link and support our man. We would appreciate that. Yeah. And we've also got the link for his channel in the description of every single episode on Battle World, which is, I keep losing track. We're at like 40 or so. But yeah, make sure you guys support him. We'd appreciate it. DJ's in the chat. What's going on? Good to see you. All right. Next category, Eric. Supporting characters. Supporting characters. So we are talking about all the characters except for Jay and Rose. What do you think?
I'm gonna go with Smile. This one is a little easier for me. Kill kind of said it perfectly. Like it follows is kind of like the Scooby-Doo gang, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but to me there isn't much to them. You know what I mean? I really like the characters. Either I really like the characters in Smile, or they do a good job with what they're supposed to do. The sister, you know, the strained relationship, and then of course how strained it is after that the party, we'll say. You know what I mean?
Right.
I like how, you know, the stuff that the fiance has to go through. You know what I mean?
That's
You know,
right.
it's tough for him as well. I like the cop, and then, you know, they may have had a relationship, but it doesn't focus on that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That type of thing. It's not a, you know, will they hook up again type story. You know, it just dropped line. He was there to protect her and do his job. And even it was cool seeing Cal Penn. He was fine. I liked him, you know, because you haven't seen him in a long time. So definitely go and Smile. I think the characters were used better.
Okay. All right. Kill, how about you?
I couldn't have said it better. This is a case of quality over quantity. There's more characters in It Follows, but it could be because they're younger characters. A lot of them just fit into kind of tropes. You know, you have like the geeky guy who has always been in love with the main character of Jay. You got the kind of outsider cool dude who's kind of like, is he a good guy? Is he an asshole? We don't know. You got the little sister. You got the other best friend who stays on her shell phone futuristic device or whatever. We don't even know what it is.
Right.
But then on the other hand, with Rose, you have her fiance, where good or bad, you know, you gotta like give him some leniency. He's going through it, and you know, it's like, oh, you should believe her, but I don't know. It's tough what he's going through, just like with the sister after the party incident. And even the doctor who is her therapist working with Rose. So it's
Yeah.
just there's more depth with the characters there, even though it's less of them. And the ultimate supporting character is the cop who used to have a relationship with
Right.
Rick. Like
Yep.
essentially, just like Eric said, they don't focus on it too much, but there was something there.
Mhm.
And he is a wealth of help. He gets her
Yeah.
information and gets her into places to scare inmates and so forth. So
There you go.
I gotta go Smile.
All right. And real quick too, in the chat, Brandon was saying people were complaining of Smile's plot, calling it a ripoff of It Follows and The Grudge and The Ring with its curse. Yeah, there's a lot of people that have said that. I would argue that I think that both of these films, made themselves their own thing. And I'm a fan of all of these movies, all four.
In my opinion, there's a difference between being similar and then being a ripoff. I don't think either of these films are a ripoff of anything. They might have some
Right.
similar themes, but I don't
Right.
think so.
That would be like saying, two slasher films are
Mhm.
ripping off each other because you've got a killer with a knife or
Yeah.
a weapon or whatever. It's like, no, not exactly. And that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Now, for supporting characters, you guys made great points, and I have to agree. It is got to go to Smile. And in my opinion, Kyle Gallner alone
Yeah, he was very good.
alone just sold it for me. And there's no shade to the supporting characters and It Follows, but like you said too, Kill, which was well said, they're in a situation where they're on the run. You know what I'm saying? It's a movie more about distance in a way, and Smile's more about time, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Which is interesting because they both have great success in what they're doing. But I think that Kyle's character was just so good, and like you said, it didn't focus on the romantic part of it too much. So it was just cool seeing that in a horror movie.
Mhm.
And it also allowed Rose, or I should say Sosie Bacon, as an actress to kind of just, she's just doing her thing. She obviously has a fiance and they're on the outs because of this situation. So it just kept everything 100. And I really appreciated that in a horror movie, especially today in a horror movie. So, but I got to give that point to Smile. And real quick, I wanted to also throw out there, Julie was saying we got 44 likes. Let's get to 50. And just like last week, we literally know what our next matchup is going to be. And guys, just as a quick preview, this might be the one, Kill. This might be the one where heads explode because we're going back. Hey, it's like the Matrix. We're going back to the source, bro. We're going back to the source next week. And we have the stream up. So definitely, if you guys can put some likes on it, next week, we will be having maybe the ultimate battle. And that is The Exorcist versus The Shining. Wow. Wowie. So that will be next week. We're hyped up for it already. I wanted to throw that out there for you guys because I know a couple of folks had to leave. I think Mike had to leave and so forth. But anyways, definitely hit the like button on that. That would be great. Thank you, Julie, for putting the link out.
I literally just left the live stream on my phone just to go send a like. It's that easy.
You are all right. You are all right, bro. Okay, let's go to our next category. The director, Eric. So we've got Parker Finn for Smile, and then for It Follows, we've got David Robert Mitchell. So what do you think, man?
I'm gonna go with Smile. They both do really well. The directors. I'm gonna go with Smile because of the performances he was able to get, especially out of the actress who played Rose. She was amazing in this film, and that's why I kind of brought up Candyman, because all the way up until the end of the film, you know what I mean? When we're spoiling the movie because it is what it is. But when you see that, it's not just all in her head. She had me convinced at times that she was just losing her mind, and at certain times it didn't exist. The stuff that she goes through, you feel her pain, starting out the very beginning with the tragic situation with her mother, and then how that you felt that tension between her and her sister, because that situation happens when it comes, with families, and stuff like that. And uh,
Mhm.
based on just her performance and what the director was able to get out of her, I'm going with Smile.
Okay. All right. Kill. How about you?
What was the name of the director again for It Follows?
David
David.
Robert Mitchell.
Yes, David Robert. I have to go with David Robert Mitchell, and the reasoning for that, both directors did a great job, and I agree with Eric. The director of Smile was able to pour out some great performances,
Hmm.
but uh, in the case of It Follows, this director directed younger actors, and
Mm.
it's so much that the environment is another character. The
Mhm.
town that they're in. I mean, they're clearly in Detroit or like the suburbs of Detroit,
Hmm.
and that feels like a totally another character. The music is another character, and the way that it's shot is so borderline artistic. It feels like an indie film.
Mhm.
This is like
Mhm.
feels like an indie horror film that's just very artistic. It's very quiet, like I said earlier. Like sometimes almost too quiet. It's kind of like a little unsettling.
Mhm.
Uh, you know, but yeah, I just feel that this director, he had a lot to do with probably less, because you can tell in the budget, it's not,
Mhm.
up to there to where Smile is,
Hmm.
but it's just something about it that's haunting and borderline sinister. So yeah, I got to go
Mhm.
with the director for It Follows.
All right. For me, I think that this is tough because both directors did a great job, number one,
Hmm.
and I think they had a great product. The end product was great, and that obviously is partly because of their skill. They're the ringmasters, so to speak. Um, but I think I've got to give the edge to It Follows. And Kill is very similar to what you were talking about. The budget for It Follows was like $2 million. Okay.
Hmm.
And the budget for Smile was 17 million. Okay. So you're talking about you gotta make things work. You gotta put this thing together. You gotta patchwork this thing together. But I would have never thought it was that much of a difference in budget between these two films. And that is to the credit of David Robert Mitchell. Okay.
Hmm.
And like you said, it's very artistic. It's very the way it's shot, the way things happen. It has a certain um elegance to it. I'm not trying to sound weird about it, but I'm just saying it just seems like it just has this type of elegance to it. Not that Smile doesn't, because it has a lot of moments like that,
Hmm.
but I feel like and it follows it is more consistently throughout the whole film from the very beginning all the way up until the end, the way things are done, his choices that he made as a director. So this has to go to It Follows for me, barely, because I think Parker Finn did a hell of a job with Smile, but I got to give this one to David Robert Mitchell, and I can't wait to see what both of these directors are going to do next, because both of these movies are up for sequels, which is crazy. And it's going to be like, wow, how's that going to happen? But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Okay, real quick too, in the chat, let me jump to these guys. Let's see. Let's see. We got Kay in the chat. What's going on, Kay? Good to see you. Mellow Mutants in the chat saying smile for director for the same reasons that Eric is saying. All right. Ty saying for director, It Follows. I like the style of scares and the cinematography. Instead of jump scares, they're long, dreadful, tense scares. Okay. All right. Brandon is going with saying I'm going with Parker Finn for Smile. Nothing against David Robert Mitchell and It Follows, but the film and the direction felt like an homage to John Carpenter's direction. Okay. All right. Paula's going with It Follows. And Melissa's going with Smile. Okay. And yes, the lead actress for Smile is Sosie Bacon, who is the daughter of Kevin Bacon. Yep. Lathan's in the chat. What's going on? Good to see you. Saying Smile for me, it was effective. Um, Ben being in the theater all by myself on Halloween night hit different for me. The sound design, the creepiness, and the rewatchability is so high. Okay, very, very cool. Let's see. And No Lip Gloss was saying, It Follows and Barbarian both feel exploitive of Detroit. I'm sensitive. My parents are from there. Oh, okay. All right. Well said. Well said. Kay is going for It Follows for the director. Ginger Ninja is saying It Follows. The creepy, tense atmosphere did it for me. All right. Very, very cool. Well said. Okay, let's go to our next category, guys. You know where we're going to go here, Eric. The scarier threat. The scarier threat.
Okay.
What do you think?
This one for me is Easy Street. I kind of said it earlier today. It Follows. Because with Smile, there is a way to at least get it off your back. Maybe not necessarily defeat it, but to get you out of its tractor beams or whatever. It doesn't matter what you do to It Follows. You can pass the curse on to somebody, but it's still going to swing back and get you no matter what. So It Follows, hands down.
All right. How about you, Kill?
I'm looking at this in two ways.
Okay.
I
love when it gets real technical, you know what I mean?
Okay, go with me on this journey. All right, we're in Detroit. I see the thing. It's walking to me. It's not like Michael Myers where he's the fastest slow walker ever. This is just a slow walker. I get in a plane. I fly to the Barbados. I fly to California. I fly anywhere, and that'll at least buy me, depending on how far away I am, weeks, months, maybe even more. I just keep going like, oh, now I'm on the other side of the planet. Here it comes. I go to the other side of the planet.
You got deep pockets, bro.
Yeah, eventually you're gonna run out of gas money.
or I kind of do what Jay does in certain scenes. It alludes to her like, oh, there's guys on a boat out there. Let me swim out there and see if they want to, have a little fun, and I could just pass it to someone else like that. Now, granted, I'm not Jay. So I guess there's ways to prolong it on both sides.
Yeah.
With that being said, I kind of think Smile is a greater threat. And my reasoning for that is, unless, like, how Eric was alluding, you do the thing that can kind of get it off your back. They're going to be messing with you and slowly driving you crazy for at least a good week or so. Like, it seemed like, Rose was going through this for like about a week,
4 days.
Yeah, she said 4 days.
Yep. There you go. I mean, the Smile thing should have just called her and said 4 days.
Stop. I knew you were say that.
Whereas It Follows, that could go on as long as you got gas money. So yeah, I guess for me it's the cerebral aspect.
Okay.
Because you have one entity that doesn't really get into your brain; it just keeps coming, and then you have another one that you don't know. If you're talking to your therapist, and then she gets this crazy Joker smile, like what is going on? So yeah, I for me it's the cerebral aspect. So yeah, I got to go with Smile on this.
All right. Now,
sorry, I was very long-winded.
No, that's all right. See, to me, with the Smile, I mean, you make good points, but see, the thing with Smile, you see things. So in the film, it's showing us as far as, what Rose is seeing, in her head or whatever. With It Follows, we don't necessarily see all of that. We know there's paranoia and anxiety and so forth, but it's also some high level stuff too, man, because when Jay was in the swimming pool, and I did not catch, I'm gonna be honest, maybe I did the first couple times I saw the movie, but when I rewatched it for this episode, it just made sense to me. When she was in the pool and that guy was throwing stuff at her, that wasn't a stranger. That was her father.
I didn't pick up on that.
Yeah, that was her father who must have died, because later after that scene, they show a picture, her family picture, and you see that guy in the picture. And remember what Jay said to her sister, because she's like, what does it look like, or something like that. And she says, I don't want to tell you. basically saying it's our dead father, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I say all that and again, that's the thing about It Follows. Just talking about this particular category, there's so many little things. I kid you not, that flew over my head. I might have noticed it the first time I saw this years ago, maybe not, but for this rewatch, I said it to Coriander. I was like, oh, now I get it. Now I know why she didn't want to say who it was. It was because it was her father. And she was like, it was? I was like, yeah, they showed the picture of the family. That was the same guy. Anyways, so I say that to say that, what Jay was going through was a different type of trauma as far as what the entity was doing to her. Like Hugh said in the beginning of the film, it could look like a stranger. It could also look like someone you love to hurt you. Just like with Greg, he saw his mother, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then boom. So it's really messed up. So the scary threat for both of these movies is high. That being said, I got to edge this out to It Follows. And Eric, you made a good point as far as with Smile, there's a way out. It's not a way that anybody would want to go, obviously, but there's a way we can get this thing done. With It Follows, just like what Hugh said to Jay, like, pass it on to someone and make sure that they know the rules so it doesn't go back to you. And because then if you die, it can get back to me. Like, you're going to constantly be worried about, are these guys ready for this way of life? You've got to constantly be on the run. How much money do you have? What if you got sick?
But hey,
what if you got sick? Like when she was in the hospital those couple times, I thought to myself, bro, she better keep her eyes open.
But you can always hit the thing in It Follows with a steel chair, like it's WWE, like your boy did. You can't hit the Smile entity.
That's true.
Kills the $1 Million Man. He can fly across the world and get away from it. So.
Yeah, I know.
Hey,
jet flying, limo riding.
Do a Forrest Gump. Just keep walking. I'm a walk.
And think about this too, man. Like if you survive, let's say you survive for a while. Think about this, man. What about when you get old? You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be a rough situation for you. So, anyways,
but
close,
at least you get to that. Smile will drive you crazy in 4 days.
Well, you gotta take care of it before 4 days.
You got at least 4 days to figure out what you're gonna do.
Yeah, which I will also say, I was really curious about at the end when Rose had her idea. As far as if I'm alone, I can deprive it of what it needs.
Yep.
That was very interesting. I won't get into spoilers, but anyways, real quick too in the chat. Let me jump to the chat. This is fun, man. Ginger Ninja saying It Follows 100%. The creature in Smile at the end felt goofy. The constant impending threat of doom. It Follows all the way. Okay. Mellow Mutant saying Smile, in my opinion, because it replicates, impersonates people you know. It Follows. I can see when someone is not right. That's a good point too. Very good point. Steven was saying this is pretty much a draw for me. I lean towards Smile, but it's really close. All right. Yep. No Lip Gloss was saying, yep, her father was on the roof too. Okay, yeah. See, that was just all that was the one thing about that movie. It's like there was just so many moments where you had to really pay attention. Like if you're the type of person, I say this all the time, if you're the type of person that's on your phone or not like zoned in, you're gonna miss some stuff, man. Yeah.
Random naked people just walking.
Yeah, just walking on by. Hey. Julie says, I did not think about the getting old part of It Follows, right? Think about that. What if you got sick? When Jay, when she messed up in that car and was in the hospital, COVID lockdown, right? Yeah. You never know. Seriously. I mean, you're going to be in trouble.
Not to make light of it, but when you get older, you're going to move a lot slower. Eventually, that slow walking It Follows creature is going to catch up to you.
That's right. That's right. You got to watch how much you sleep. You got to be regimented if you're going to survive for any given amount of time. And how would that mess up your mental state? Think about Hugh. I mean, bro was seeing a cheerleader walking by. Do you guys see her? Do you guys see her? And it's like, and he was like a pro at it, living in that house with the newspaper on the windows and bells, so he could get the early warning system. It's like, what kind of life is that?
Yeah, because if you think about it, eventually it's not like you can have someone watch you sleep so you can catch up some sleep because they can't see it.
That's right. They can't see it. They don't know. That's right.
Mhm.
That's right. Real quick too in the chat. Hey, we got Miss Carter's in the chat. Wow, long time no
Hey,
see.
there she is.
All right. Awesome to see you. Hope you're doing well. Very, very cool. All right. Let's see. I want to make sure I catch up with everyone here. Million saying, I'm still waiting for It Still Follows. Right. There you go. I like that. All right. Let's go to our next category. The suspense. The suspense in the film. Eric, who gets the point?
I'm going with Smile, and it's the score, like I said, helps for me because it helps with the anticipation of something wrong is going to happen. You know it's going to happen, and it's still going to get you.
Mhm.
I loved, and eventually when we saw that she was having, I don't really know if daydreams is the right term or not, but her reality was altered. She thinks she's doing something, Rose,
Yeah.
and then it's not really happening. So
Mhm.
that helped, me and Rachel when we were watching, like, whoa, that didn't happen. And then when there's a situation where that happens towards the end, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
We don't know where this is going to go. As great as It Follows was being suspenseful, I just
Mhm.
think Smile knocked it out of the park, dude.
Okay. All right. Kill, how about you?
This is tough. They both do a good job, but I think with rules being laid down in It Follows, it takes some of the suspense away for me. Whereas in Smile, we really still don't know all the rules and regs, at least towards the beginning of the movie, like we do in It Follows, because we get that
Mhm.
Mhm.
early. And I agree with everything Eric just said. There's just this feeling when I watch Smile that keeps me on my toes, and
Mhm.
it's just very creepy, very eerie, and very suspenseful. So yeah, I got to go with Smile.
All right. To me, this is close, man, because there is a lot of suspense in both of these films. That being said, I've got to edge it out to Smile as well. And the reason I'm going to edge it out is because although the characters in It Follows are on the run, and Jay herself is obviously just all over the place, not trusting and paranoid and so forth. The thing about Smile, and again, it's just the way that it is. These are just the way the films are set up.
Mhm.
Smile is so focused on Rose and how she's trying to figure this out. She's kind of in investigative mode, so to speak. And I think that kind of upped the suspense a little bit more because it was so focused, and her deterioration as a character was so evident and so well acted. So that's one of the primary reasons why I've got to edge this one out to Smile. Just a really, really well done movie as far as suspense is concerned. So, all right. Real quick too. Let's see. Paula is going with It Follows. Let's see. Kay's going with It Follows. Million saying It Follows for suspense. I figured out Smile almost immediately. All right.
Mm.
Okay. Ty is saying suspense goes to It Follows. Okay. And also, guys, and Val, if you're able to put the link in for next week's episode, we could get the likes on that, guys. And we've got over 20 people here. It'd be great to get 20 likes on next week's stream. So Sarah and Val, if you guys can put that link in there several more times before we end up here, that would be awesome. And just let us know where we're at with that. Thank you. Next category is atmosphere, Eric. Atmosphere. Who gets the point?
Hmm. I think I'm gonna go with It Follows because there's a lot of scenes for me, because this is one of those movies, it's creepy from beginning to end. Something's out there. And
Mm-hmm.
what adds to that creepiness for me is, like I've said it many times, when it comes to Halloween, I love the openness of the world, you know what I mean, going trick or treating, or the openness of Camp Crystal Lake or something like that, nature. There's a lot of scenes in this film where they're just sitting around
Mm-hmm.
and there is just endless space, whether they're on the beach or whether they're just walking to the cabin or something like that. That thing, whatever we're calling it, could be anywhere. So that adds that creepy atmosphere because you have to pay attention. It could be on screen, but it's right in the corner. And if you're not paying attention, you won't see it. And that adds to the when is it going to show up atmosphere for me. So I got to go It Follows.
All right. Kill, how about you?
This is an easy street for me, but they both do have good atmosphere. But I'm going with It Follows, because just like what Eric said, they make beaches look scary, and it's kind of like
Right.
it's kind of like doing like like you're looking for Waldo or something. Where's Waldo? You're looking on the screen, and you're like, is that someone walking up behind Jay? And sure enough, it keeps cutting to other conversations, and it's so smart. It cuts back to her. That thing is getting closer to the point where it has her hair, And for me, the atmosphere was very evident when Jay gets infected. She just, got with, her guy, backseat of the car, all American. She's sitting there, and she's just so happy. She's playing with flowers. And then he knocks her out, and then she's in an abandoned parking garage where she sees the entity. So it's just like they do really interesting things like play on expectation. I wasn't expecting that, this young lady half dressed in the backseat of the car just after fooling around. And they play on that, and she's all like, "Oh, lottie dottie dottie." And then
she looks so innocent laying down on that backseat of that car, just talking to him, dude.
So the atmosphere is outstanding, and some of the spookiest pools I've ever seen in life. These kids just floating in pools, like very quiet and just looking off, and it's just like, there's not even anything is happening, but it's eerie. It's atmosphere. So It Follows.
Yeah. For me, this is challenging because I think both films have a lot of great atmosphere, but overall, this is fairly easy for me. It's got to go to It Follows. And both you guys made great points. One thing you said too, Eric, is you never know where it is, like, even in the camera view. And one scene that got me too is when they went to the high school looking for Hugh to find out who he really was, and they're talking to the teachers and this and that, and then they're back in the car, the whole Scooby gang, and they're talking like, okay, we're gonna go. If you look straight ahead of them, the monster was there, the entity was there, walking towards them. See what I'm saying? So guys, if you're a fan of this movie, next time you watch it, keep your eyes peeled, because I was zeroed in, bro. Like, when I get ready for these episodes or even anything we talk about, I try to zero in as much as I can. And I was just even myself, I was amazed at how many times I didn't catch those types of things. But, when Greg was talking to Jay in the front seat and he was like, okay, we're going to go to his house and this and that, and they're talking, and just barely out of the view in front of the vehicle, you can see, at least that's what I think, it had to be the entity, because it was in view enough, just walking in a straight line. It just didn't look right. You know what I'm saying? So just a lot of cool stuff like that they have throughout the whole film. The shots outside of the pool building at the end, the way that David was just creating this world, kind of like what you said earlier, Kill. This city is a character, the music is a character, and how all of that is interwoven into the story. And it really, you get absorbed into it. There's a lot of quiet moments in it, and I think that's the reason why it is very artistic that way, and that's because of the atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? So really good point. Okay, and real quick too, in the chat, let me catch up to these guys. And we've got Nightfall coming in with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much.
Nice.
Our first super chat. Thank you,
Very
Nightfall.
cool.
We really appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're enjoying the conversation. This one is crazy. It is back and forth. I kid you guys not. Nightfall, let us know if you wanted that to go to a particular movie or if you were just supporting the stream. Either way, we really do appreciate it. And let's do a super chat clip. This one, this is becoming a favorite one for me. Because why'd you say
Sorry, force a habit. Especially when you say it's become a favorite. So
well, I'm just saying it's kind of getting there, you know. I'm just saying. Sometimes you got to know who you are and what you're all about and how good you are. And this guy knows.
But the cream, yeah, let me say it, yeah. Let me say it out loud. Yeah, you mean Gene Okerlund. You know that I'm the cream. I am the cream, yeah.
There it is, man. Rest in peace to Randy Savage.
Yeah.
One of the best.
No doubt about it. Thank you so much, Nightfall. We really appreciate the super chat. It really helps us out. And thank you. And Julie has the link for next week's episode. Definitely, if you could hit the link, hit the like, it would really help us out. We'd appreciate it. It'd be great for us to get up to 20. I don't know where we're at, Julie, but if you or Val, I don't know if Val is still here. I know there's other streams going on, but if you could let us know, that would be great.
Nightfall just said in the chat, put that towards Smile.
Okay. All right. So we've got 5 for Smile. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Ooh,
$5 towards Smile.
I love it. Oh, too funny.
Don't get me
Okay. Right? I know, man. We could go all night with that. All right. Just to follow up with these guys in the chat, Ty was saying for Atmosphere, it follows again because of the artsy feel. Jinja Ninja saying it follows for Atmosphere, such a creepy feel and vibe through most of the film. Brandon saying Smile has a lot of great daylight terror atmosphere. Okay. All right. Million saying a tough one, atmosphere close, but it follows again. Okay. Mellow Mutant also going with it follows, especially with how it opens and carries that tone throughout. Paula also going with it follows. Okay. Julie also going with it follows. You guys are all right, man. Let's see. Nightfall saying it follows is scary. Smile makes me afraid of anyone smiling big at me since I saw it.
Yes.
That's awesome. And Julie, thank you so much. Saying we need 2 more likes to get to 50. Julie's been working hard all night, right on it. She's beating me to the punch. I appreciate
it. Good
that.
job.
We really appreciate that. Helps out a lot. Thank you. Steven said, Night, once, man, you are just wrong for pitting this matchup. Laugh out loud. Hey, we like to have good matches, man. We do. And when Kill came up with the idea, I was like, man, that's good. That's good. Julie's saying we are only at 5 likes on next week's stream. Come on, guys. Let's hit that link. Let's hit that link, guys. It only
That's going to be
takes
just as rough.
3 seconds. It takes only 3 seconds to hit the like. We appreciate it. Let's see. Miss Carter saying it can't be easy keeping up with so many in the chat. Night is Superman when it comes to keeping up with the chat. It isn't easy. I will say that, you know, because you literally have to read all of the comments. Thank you though. I appreciate that. Kay is also going with it follows, and Super Tenor is going with it follows. All right. Miss C is going with smile. All right. We got some interesting movement for both movies here. Okay, next category. We're almost there.
Right.
The scariest scene, Eric. The scariest scene.
Okay. I need you to say yes or no to this. Does scary, would that include disturbing scene, or would you consider that different?
Well, yeah, I would say, well,
because I don't know how technical how you want it to be.
Well, just what you consider scary. You know what I mean? So if disturbing is part of that for you, then that's fine with me.
Okay. Then I'm gonna go with smile, and I'm gonna go with the birthday party. I don't want to spoil too much, because even though we do spoil these at times, I want this to be as vague as possible for people who have not seen it, because I know people in the chat have said it.
Mm-hmm.
The buildup is great to the birthday present. I had totally forgotten the situation that leads up to that. My wife had to remind me, and she guessed right away what was going to happen. The reaction to everyone, there's children involved, what happens to Rose, falling through the I guess you'd say the coffee table. It was just, it made me uncomfortable. And to me, that is scary, because at this point, how I'm viewing this film, I don't know if the smile entity is real or all in her head. And to me,
Mhm.
that's scary with what happened in that scene. Like I said, I want to keep it as vague as possible, but I'm going with smile.
All right. Kill, how about you?
I normally go with the first thing that pops in my head, but two separate things popped in my head. Um, you know, it's weird because you don't actually see it. It's just kind of the aftermath. I'm gonna literally go with the first kill in It Follows, where
Mm.
following a nameless protagonist and she's kind of running out of her house. Her dad's asking her what's wrong. She looks totally shaken up, and she gets she gets in her car, and then the next scene you see is her on the beach with body parts twisted in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Just like, whoa. And this is literally 3 minutes into the movie. You get no real background other than that poor girl was running from something, and yeah, she lost. It got her. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna go with that scene.
Good point, man. And I think that both of these movies have a lot of scary scenes that are effective. And maybe on a different day I might go a different route. But I gotta agree with you, man. That's the first thing that came to my mind too. And then I processed it some more. That opening scene of It Follows is crazy. And you know what was really good about it? The patience with with that scene, because they could have shown the entity chasing
Mhm.
that girl, but instead you just see her running out of her house and looking back towards the camera, and then you're like, okay, what's going on? And then you see her kind of like, curve around and then run back to the house, and you're like, what the hell's going on? And then she jumps back out, she gets into the car, she speeds off, boom, you're at the beach, she's all messed up. And then, of course, boom, I won't totally give it away for people who haven't seen it. That was so effective because I remember when I first saw it, I was like, oh, it just hits you.
Mhm.
But there's the build up. There's the build up to it. You got to be patient. And I know a lot of people nowadays may not be, and that's okay. That's perfectly fine. But for those of us who are okay with that, which I am, that was a really well done scene. That just the patience of not showing what it was that she was running away from. We had to find that out, like whatever, 10, 13 minutes later, with the real open with Jay. That's why with the opening scene, I had to change that up because I think
Right.
it's a little unfair to smile.
Mhm.
So yeah, I have to agree, man. It's got to go to It Follows with that opening
Kind of to
scene.
piggyback on that, though, what is great is the buildup. But what I like is that quick cut from her on the phone to the
Mhm.
aftermath, because it's
Yeah.
boom.
Yes. Very well done, the edit. Yep. Totally agree. In the chat, looks like we've got folks on both sides of this. No Lip Gloss and Smile. All right. I'll just say Big Mom. And there you go. I like that. Millions going with It Follows. Let's see. Brandon's going with Smile, the opening scene. Super Tenor is going with It Follows. Wow, we are right down the line. Yep. Let's see. And we also got Ty's coming in with a super chat. There we go. Thank you so much, man. $5 super chat. We appreciate that. Much appreciated. Saying put this towards It Follows. I would like the sequel to give us a twist or reveal. She thinks it's coming for her again, but it exposes an affair. Ooh, I like that. I like that. Well, I definitely think there's going to be some type of twist to it. That's kind of what we've been hearing or what I've heard. I'll be talking more about that as I find out other stuff, but it's going to be called They Follow. So you can just kind of put that in your mind and think about what it could be. I think it's going to be a nice twist and reveal to it. Seriously. But Ty, thank you so much for the super chat. We really, really appreciate it. And let's do this, guys. We're gonna do a gifting of some more memberships. I'm gonna do that right now. Hopefully it goes through. We're gonna gift out some memberships. I know there's some folks here that used to be members that aren't any longer and could use it. And let's see. Yeah, looks like it went. We got Dice. Corey got one too. Connor creeping. Very, very cool. All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We appreciate all the support. And Ty, let's do a super chat clip for you. Sometimes when you want to sing, you just got to let it out, Eric. And it doesn't really matter. It doesn't. He's putting his head down. And it doesn't really matter who's around. You just got to have some fun with it. And this is how it may sound to you.
Now listen, now listen, now listen. Dum da dum da dum day, yeah, yeah, yeah. Dum da dum da dum day, yeah, yeah, yeah. Dum da dum da dum day, yeah, yeah, yeah. Dum da dum da dum day, yeah, yeah,
yeah. There it is. Eric was shaking his head. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right. Ty, thank you so much for the super chat, man. We really appreciate it. Let's see. Kay is going with It Follows for the scariest scene, and Steven is going with Smile. All right. Steven's holding strong.
Attaboy.
All right. Million saying, what? There really is a sequel coming? I was joking. Yeah, there is. For both movies, they're going to be sequels.
Oh, nice.
Yep. You come to the channel. You'll get this information on the regular. Okay. I'm just saying. Julie saying, we hit 50 likes. All right.
Very nice.
Very cool. And Steven, you are absolutely right. For some people, welcome back in the fold to the recipients of the gifted memberships. Absolutely. Thanks so much, man. Much appreciated. All right. Next up, Rose or Jay? Eric, we're going to give the point to the character that you think deserves it. Who should get it?
I liked them both, but I'm giving it to Rose. I already said in the director category how great this woman's performance was. I think someone said in the chat it's actually the daughter of Kevin Bacon and Kira Sedgwick. I've never seen her in anything, and for my first time seeing her, and this was the film that I first saw her in. Holy shit, she's got some big shoes to fill. Like in her next performance for me, she was so good at being likable. Because before the shit hits the fan, she naturally wants to help these people with their problems. You know what I mean? And she's so caring. She's got a great relationship, in the beginning with her fiance. And then it's, that screeching halt. And she is put, no disrespect to Jay, but she's put through so much hell. And then is bringing back those memories of what happened with her mother. And then it's just, again, like I said, is it really in her head? Is it really happening type of thing? This woman literally hit a home run with her performance. I loved it from beginning to end.
All right. Okay. Kill, how about you?
This is tough. Both of these women were put through the ringer. Rose, in a way, has some advantages being an adult.
Correct.
That Jay does not have. And the ultimate advantage is her ex-boyfriend or just ex-relationship he's a police detective. So that's a infinite resource right there that Jay did not have.
Correct.
So depending on how I want to look at this, Jay may be doing better with less. But I'm gonna ultimately go with Rose because of the complexities of the other relationship factors around her, with her fiance, with what happened to her mother, with her strained relationship and resentment of her sister not being around, dealing with the mom when she was younger, and the fact of her job, how she really has taken her hardships and twisted it to help other people. So yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna go with Rose barely for those reasons. So.
Okay. For me, this is challenging. And Kill, you made a really good statement there, because you're looking at these characters, in their totality. Who are they? What's their situation? How are they dealing with it? And again, when you're 17 years old and you're dealing with this situation that Jay is dealing with, I mean, again, you got to give her credit, man, because she could have easily ended up like old girl from the beginning of the film, just going to a beach and just figuring, hey, it's over. Let me just watch the sunset and call it a day. But she kept going. She did have that courage within her, and she was figuring it out on the fly. Same thing with her friends. They don't know any better. Whereas with Rose, obviously she's a doctor. She has her ex, relationship, who's a cop, and all these different types of things. So, and you saw that in the film because she was investigating this. She was like,
Mhm.
going forward, trying to figure it out. Whereas with Jay, they're just trying to buy time, man. They're just trying to get some distance so they can think, which is interesting with these two films. But ultimately, there's no way I couldn't give this to Rose because Sosie Bacon, and I've said this before on the channel, other than like Toni Collette, within the last several years, this is one of the best performances I've seen, as far as in horror. I
Mhm.
mean, what she went through, one of those scenes, and this was a scene that was really, really good. I think, Kill, you were talking about it when she was talking to her fiance and they were in the car. She's trying to explain what's going on. He's like, "Are you talking about ghosts?" She's like, "No, it's not ghosts." And he jumps out of the car and he's, obviously in a bad way. And then he says, "You're talking like you're crazy." And Sosie was like, "I am not crazy. Sorry, and
Mhm.
like just her whole body is in that moment and you feel it. Like it is so convincing. When I saw this film in the theater and anytime I've rewatched it, it just seems like she is truly this character. I mean, she's just all in that spectrum of emotion. So there's no way I couldn't give this point to her. I mean, Micah Monroe, let me just say this, and I've said this before on live streams. I think she's truly like a modern day scream queen. She's had a lot of great movies other than it since It Follows. You
Okay.
guys got to check them out. Significant Other,
Yes.
Puncher, um, God is a Bullet. I'm telling you guys, Micah Monroe, she's no
Okay.
joke. And they're all different types of movies. She's a very good actress, and I think she truly is a modern day scream queen. If this was based on body of work, obviously she would win. But Sosie Bacon in this particular movie, yeah, she hit the home run.
One thing I want to say about Sosie Bacon is it's not just her acting with her words, her body language is good. One of
Yeah.
the most intense scenes for me, and like again, I'm going to keep it as much as spoiler free as we can, depending on the categories, is when Cal Penn walks up onto her when she's in the car and he sees the
Yes.
knife. Just the way she's just so detached. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
She's got other things on her mind. She's listening to him, but not listening to him. And you can pick that all up in just her sitting there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Not really
Yeah.
saying that much.
Yeah.
Damn good performance from her.
Very good performance. Like I said, maybe other than Toni Collette in Hereditary, I mean, she nailed it, man.
This
She
this
absolutely
this
nailed it.
woman is going to be someone who I'm going to be paying attention to and looking out for in like future movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she
She's so
needs more
good.
roles. She needs more roles like this, please. I hope she's going to do some more stuff like this because this is awesome and it's great for horror. It really
Mhm.
is. Super Tender saying, "I thought for sure It Follows would win in a blowout." Nah, I knew it wouldn't be a blowout. Yeah, I knew it wouldn't be a blowout, but that's cool. That's cool. Brandon saying, "I love to see Sosie in more horror films." Absolutely, there's no doubt about that. Steven saying, "Rose, hands down, she was masterful in her performance. Sosie Bacon is incredible." I agree. She's just so good in this movie. Just every time I watch it, I'm just in awe of her performance. Travis is in the chat. What's up, Travis? Good to see you, man. Saying she's in Scream the TV show as well. Really good. Good point. Good point. All right, guys. And I think I caught up to everyone in the chat. So let's go to our next category. We're almost there, guys. The finale, Eric. What do you think about the finale and who gets the point?
I'm going with Smile. I liked It Follows, the stuff with the pool and and then just how it ends, they're holding hands and it's still following them in the back.
Mm-hmm.
That notwithstanding, Smile had another one of those. We think something happened and it didn't. Fake outs.
Mm-hmm.
You have that the ending, which I won't spoil. The little bit of criticism I'll give is when we see the Smile demon in the form of her mom.
Mm-hmm.
But that notwithstanding, that battle, the gore with the
Mm-hmm.
with the skin ripping scene, I'll keep it as vague as possible. Of course, we got to have that forearm break like right out of the fly. Um, it,
Mm-hmm.
it's such a great use of tension, gore, uh, fake outs, and I'll keep it an ending that I was not expecting. I'll leave
Mm-hmm.
it at that. So I'm going with Smile.
Okay. All right. Kill, how about you?
I think both endings are good endings, and and weirdly in a way, It Follows has a happy ending. Essentially you have, for lack of better phrasing, you have a character who has a STD and gets a partner who also now has the STD, and they can have the STDs together and watch out for one another. Hey, you sleep and I'll stay awake, and vice
Yep.
versa, and we'll live happily ever after. Hold hands, essentially.
Right.
And then the other ending, Smile, is just Debbie Downer City, But with that being said, I am going to go for Smile because it was a big fake out of, is this real? Is this not?
Yes.
And then like, oh, you got us. And then you get to see the entity fully infesting Rose, and kind of what apparently has happened to all of the other people that we've seen when they've unalived themselves. Like, oh, that's kind of the flow of what happens here. And then unfortunately somebody is going to view it, and it's going to keep going. So yeah, with that being said, it's an unhappy ending, but I liked it. So yeah, I got to go with Smile.
All right. Okay. Let's see. And I just want to catch up. No Lip Gloss was saying Smile because it gave some closure. Super Tenor is going with It Follows. Yeah, definitely. Super Tenor is, the ending of It Follows is open. You know what I mean? Let's see. Ty is going with Smile. Okay. Brandon is saying I'd give the finale to Smile. It Follows finale kind of fell flat for me. Okay. Paul is going with It Follows for the finale. Very cool. And Julie, once again, thank you for putting the link for next week's live stream. If you guys could let us know in the chat if you have hit the like button, that would be great, because we would love to get at least double digits for the likes for next week's stream. So let us know in the live chat if you have been able to click the link, if it's working, because we would love to get some more likes on it. Julie, thank you for continuing to put the link out there and keeping track of that. That really helps out quite a bit. And Julie was saying, I appreciate the upsetting ending of Smile. Yeah. Steven saying, I have to give the finale to Smile. Was not expecting the ending we got, which was super dark. And I love that it was unexpected. Yeah, it definitely was unexpected. Yeah. Yep. No doubt. For me, this was challenging because I think both movies do a really good job with their finale, and it's challenging because, like you said, Kill, It Follows is kind of a happy ending in a way, but at the same time there's this uncertainty, and you're like, oh man, are they going to be able to keep running from this thing, right? And of course with Smile, it's a bit more definitive. That being said, I'd have to give the finale just an edge out to Smile. And the reason why is because the fake out, first of all, was like, what? Because you were so invested in Kyle Gallner's character, and you thought there was some reconciliation for the two of them. And then to find out that she didn't even leave the house, bro. It's like, wow, that was like a super illusion. You know what I mean? Like,
it got me yelling at the TV.
Yeah, the entity was working overtime on that one. And then, of course, what happened at the end, I was like, are you freaking serious? What the heck? Because you're so invested, and obviously we know what happened. So I got to edge it out to Smile on this one. But I did love the finale for It Follows, the whole idea, in the pool, and, just it was very artistic and so forth. And then the uncertainty at the end. So, but yeah, I'm going to go with Smile on this one. Okay. Let's see. Paula said, I liked the stream. Brandon did. Travis did. Thank you guys so much. No Lip Gloss as well. If we could get a count on how many we have on that would be great. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate that. It just sets us up for next week, getting a head start. Let's see. Troy is in the chat. What's going on, Troy? Good to see you. If you haven't hit the like button, please do. Please do. I hope you're doing well. Ty also liked the stream for next week. Thank you so much. We appreciate you guys that took the time to do that. It really helps us out.
Mhm.
Ty saying, I love the fake outs and Smile, mostly the therapist and the phone call when she didn't even have the phone. Yeah, that was crazy, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And look at that. Steven 2 said, smashing the like button. You're all right, man.
Attaboy.
Thank you so much, bro. We appreciate you. You know that. We're at 11 likes. Let's go, guys. Let's get that up. Come on, guys. We can do it. And thank you, Julie. Julie's working super hard tonight, guys. So I just want to give a lot of credit to Julie.
Mm-hmm.
She's been on this thing like a dog, and much appreciated. Seriously, it helps us out. It really does. Last category, guys. You know what we got to do, Eric. We got to make the choice, and this is the final category where, if you guys want to, you can send in a super chat to give points to the film of your choice. We will not be able to give points after this category is done, just to make sure that it's fair, because we've run into that a few times. So beginning now and until the end of this category, you can still send in a super chat. So Eric, when you got to choose, man, who gets the point and why?
This is easy street for me. I'm going 100% Smile. I liked It Follows. I liked it more the second time I watched it. And this conversation has helped me grow to appreciate it more. It's definitely, I think it would be more effective in the dark. So I can focus strictly on the television. You know what I mean? I love Smile the first time I saw it, from beginning to end. The characters, the dread, the fake outs. During this stream, I literally went on Amazon and put it in my wish list. I can watch it anytime I want, but I'm a physical media guy. I want that to watch it just in case for some reason it's pulled from streaming. You know what I mean? I don't want to be without being able to watch this movie. I loved it that much. Smile.
All right. Okay. Kill. How about you?
This is not easy street for me.
This is your fault.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like a proud dad and two lovely daughters that are both great. This could change if you asked me this another day. I'm barely gonna go with Smile, and the reasoning for that is something I mentioned earlier. Overall, the storyline has a little bit more complexity to it, a little bit more weight with what's going on with the characters and so forth. And atmospherically, it's a little less, in my opinion, than It Follows. But overall, I'd slightly give it to Smile. So
okay. All right. This is a tough one, man. This actually might be the toughest category for me, because I absolutely love both of these movies. I truly do. They're similar, but they're two different types of films, right? One is much more atmospheric, and it takes its time with slow dread. The other one is much more bam, 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 and it's hitting you in the face. Well done, of course, right? So it's really, for me anyways, personally, as a horror fan, it's more about what am I in the mood for? Do I want something that's, kind of going to, have a little bit more of that quicker intensity throughout? Or do I want to just, sit back with my snack and really get absorbed into a moment? And that makes this tough, because both of these are really, really good. That being said, gosh, I will give the slight. I mean, this is a slight, bro. I don't even know if I almost want to switch it as I'm about to say this. I'm gonna slightly give this to Smile. I'm gonna slightly give it to Smile. And the reason why, and the thing that stands out the most to me is truly the strength of Sosie's performance. It was just so good. And it was meant to be. It's written that way. That's just how it is. Her character was meant to be this way. But fortunately, as an actress, she was able to deliver it. It was all earned through everything that she did. And that's why I got to bear. I mean, because I think that for me, It Follows wins on so many other levels, as far as, atmosphere and just kind of being immersed into a different world. If you want an escape, that's the movie for you. If you want to take your time and feel dread, like a slow burn dread that builds up to a crescendo, that's the movie for you. But Smile, it just has that intensity, has the really well done jump scares, and you've got a fantastic performance by an actress that I really hope sinks her roots into more horror films. So slight point to Smile for me. Okay. In the chat, Steven saying It Follows is a great movie, but Smile is one of my top 3 favorite horror films of the last 3 years. Wow. All right. Saying Smile for the win. Well said, man. Well said. Brandon saying I enjoy It Follows, but it's not a film I revisit as often as Smile. Smile is more entertaining, has more enjoyable characters, in my opinion. Okay. All right. Troy saying hard choice. It Follows was overhyped and I was a little underwhelmed. Smile looked like a joke and was a pleasant surprise, but I will go with It Follows by a hair. Okay. Mellow Mutant also going with It Follows. Wow, we're right down in the middle, man. This is crazy. Julie saying I'm going with It Follows only because there are a couple goofy bits of imagery and Smile that ruined the immersion for me a bit. That's well said. Well said. Million going with It Follows for me by a landslide. All right. Ginger Ninja also going with It Follows. Okay. All right. So, guys, let's figure out who's going to win this thing. So we've got 2 minutes. We're going to do a quick recap while I count up the points. So, Eric, let's start with you, man. This was a crazy, crazy battle.
I said it earlier in the chat, Killing, I love you and hate you for this week, because these were, It Follows I grew to appreciate more this second viewing, like I said. And I think after this conversation, I will appreciate it more the next time I watch it. But man, I would have never thought of even giving Smile a chance. It wasn't on my radar. I'd already forgotten people had talked about it because it's now technically a couple years old. And like I said, I don't have cable, so it's whatever's the latest thing on Facebook or YouTube. But I sat down and watched this film, and the next time I'm watching this fucking movie in the dark, because I cannot wait to have that tension and that dread and those fun jump scares get me. So both good films, but man, I'm glad I was able to watch Smile.
You know, and dude, that's why I love doing this, and I'm so glad you got to see it and your wife and so forth, and that you guys liked it, because that also helps. But you know what's funny, when I look at these two protagonists, it's funny how the group of people around them, you have one whose group around her do not believe her in any way, shape, or form. And then you have the other one, which maybe because they're younger and naive and full of light and the future and their kids, they're like, yeah, we believe you. Like, yeah, hey, let me get with you so I can help, you know. And it's so funny when we were mentioning like how you were talking about Candyman a little bit and how that reminds you of it. There's another movie that's recently came out. It's not necessarily a horror movie, but if you want to see a movie where people don't believe the protagonist, watch The Invisible Man with Elizabeth Moss.
I've heard that was really good. I just haven't got around to it.
She loses her entire support system because they do not believe her.
That's right.
that this is happening to her. They think she's loca, and that's a good one. But yeah, these two movies were great. And the performances were outstanding on both sides, and this was a slugfest. This was punch for punch for punch, back and forward, and this was really fun, guys.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think that you're right. This was a slugfest, going back and forth, and I think having to think about most of these categories, anyways, shows how close it is between these two films, because they're very well done films. You know, they're different, but they have a lot of similarities. But the one thing they have in common is they're well done. And I think that for anyone who hasn't seen either one, you should check it out. But we do have a winner, and well, let me just announce it. So we have a score of, including the super chats, we've got a score of 21 to 31 for the winner.
Wow.
It's going to Smile.
Yeah.
It's going to Smile. You know, and the last couple categories, that's what changed it around. It was actually tied up to the last two categories.
Wow.
And it just goes to show, man. It just goes to show you never know what's going to happen. And you gotta These guys in the chat, they're so funny. Super Tenor saying, if I was rich, I'd send $1 million super chat to It Follows. No worries, man. But it's too bad because even another super chat or two might have made the difference. But hey, this is the way it goes, man. Sometimes it's really close. That's what makes these really fun talking.
Yeah,
them
it's all
through.
for fun anyway. So
They're both
It
winners.
is. They are. They really, really are. I mean, I think it's a really good matchup, and Kill, great idea. And
Yes,
No
sir.
Lip Gloss saying great pick on putting these two films up against each other. I agree. I really agree. Yep. And Steven's like, yes.
Steven just did a backflip.
And Million said, no way. Yeah, that's how it goes. That's how it goes, man. But guys, real quick, we appreciate you being here. Seriously, it means a lot. We know there's other streams going on as well. We appreciate you being here and staying here. That means a lot. It doesn't go unnoticed. But also, we'd appreciate if you guys could hit the like for next week's stream. It's going to be amazing in my own estimation. The Exorcist versus The Shining. I have no idea where this thing is going to go, but we hope that you guys can hit the like for it and prepare to join us next Tuesday, as we do every Tuesday night at 7:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be absolutely crazy. Who would have thought? And Eric, we have you to thank for that one for next week.
You're welcome. It's going to be just as tough as this week.
It will be. Thank you guys for being here. And Julie, thank you so much for helping out
Yes.
the whole stream, throwing out links. I don't even know how many times. I just kept seeing her throwing up links. Val, thank you as well. We appreciate you guys helping out. I know there's other streams going on, but what are you going to do? Okay, so we will catch you guys next time. Take it easy. Have a good night. And as always, if you're watching this, if you're listening to this, you are the Night Watch. Peace out and good night.
Cheers.
Peace.